Welcome back, runners. Coming up, stretches you need to do every day. Quick, fast stretches. Hi, I'm Al from yogagangia.co.za, and I've created this space for you to heal your body and mind with yoga. If you are new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and at the end of each video I leave a tip of the day, so don't forget to grab that as well. Okay, runners, today I'm going to show you quick stretches. Now I know everybody's body is different. Maybe you have an injury and yet you need to work on, you need to stretch that specific area. So the stretches I'm going to show you today are for those of you like me who don't have time and who is a runner. So I found if I do one stretch more regularly, then I get more benefits than trying to do a whole set of stretches every day, which put a lot of pressure on me to do that. And at the end of the day, it never works. So for me personally, for example, every time I get out of the shower, I will stretch into the hamstrings, which works brilliantly because it kind of becomes part of your routine. And it takes 30 seconds. Okay, so we'll start off with rotating into the ankles. Okay, so every day, just sit on the bed and rotate them. We're going to rotate them 5 times in both directions, just loosening up the ankles. And we change directions. You can do this while you're working under your desk at the office, so you don't have to have it in your stretching session. You can do it whenever you can. Very good. So rotating into the ankles help loosen the joints, getting stiff from all the running. And then after that, we're going to stretch into the hamstrings. Now this is something, I'm going to just stand up, bring your ankles under your hips. This is a stretch I would recommend, stretching into the hamstrings every day, and it's a quick stretch. You just have to stand, just make sure you're not wearing high heels and you just inhale, lift the arms, stretch out the spine, and as you exhale, bend into your hips and come forward as far as you can and relax there. It doesn't matter if it's here or if you can touch the floor. All you want is stretching into the back. You can also place your hands on the legs and straighten the back, or relax. I prefer to relax everything. And you can just count to 30 seconds and hold it here. And inhale and slowly roll up back with your head last. So you want to find 1 or 2 or 3 stretches that you really need, that you can do in 2 minutes or 5 minutes. And if you can do it in the morning and the evening, then it's even better. So if that's all you want to do is rotate into the ankles and do a forward fold, that's great because it's going to take you 1 minute. Now obviously we have to stretch into the hips. Now for runners, we have to stretch actually a lot of different bits, but we just don't have time. So forward folding for the hamstrings I recommend. And then the other is just bend your knees, get the hands, bring the left foot forward, press the hands on the mat, take the right foot, stretch it out as far as you can, bring the foot to the floor, bring the knee down and tuck the back toes. And now work this knee as far forward as you can by bringing your pelvis down to the floor. I'm just going to do the other side so you can see better. There you go. Now if you can't reach the floor, you can place your hand here and work the knee forward and look up straight ahead. You're stretching into the psoas muscle, which we are using as a runner. When you run, you're using it and the hip flexors and the psoas. You're using it every time you lift your knee. That hip flexor is working. And then when you have a type of work where you should sit a lot in front of the computer, you on this 90-degree angle when you sit on the chair, so it is scrunched up. Now you are stretching it out. Here you can see the psoas muscle running from the lower back to the hip. If we don't stretch the psoas and the hip flexor, it will pull on the lower back and create an arch in the lower back and tilt the pelvis forward. So this is why it's very important to stretch into that area if you want to prevent lower back problems. And as we know, lower back problems can spread into the hips. So for runners, sitting a lot and running a lot, stretching into the hip flexors and the psoas is extremely important. That is why I recommend the equestrian pose for stretching every day, and that will prevent lower back pain and imbalance in the pelvis. As runners, we use our pelvis a lot as we run, and the hips, so this is very important. So you can stay here, or you can place your hands down and just keep working your pelvis down to the floor and look straight ahead with the spine straight. And again, you can just hold it for 30 seconds. You can hold it for longer as well if you want to. And inhale, you come up. And we take the other leg out on the other side. And again, be careful not to have your foot here. And when you stretch, this is not going to help you. You're going to hurt your knee. It must stay, the foot must be in between the hands, and the knee comes forward. So you can see the knee can be here or over the toes, but not further past the toes. Bring your pelvis down to the floor, look up and hold it. And remember to do the same as you did on the other side. And if you find that the one side is tighter than the other one, like my right side is a lot tighter, then hold that side that's tight a little bit longer, maybe extra 10 seconds. And inhale, come up. Okay, so forward fold, stretching into the hamstrings and stretching into the hip flexors and the psoas. So the last one I'm going to show you, just to keep a brick or something, the shape of a brick. And I just place a towel over it, something this height. And we also Achilles heel for runners get very tight, especially if you're a barefoot runner like me, because we use the calf a lot more than people who use conventional shoes for running. So all you do here is place the ball of your foot on the top of the brick and the heel on the floor, like that. And then you bend your knee and you try, and obviously you push into the back leg, and you try to get the knee as far over the foot as you can. And you'll feel the stretch happens. Keep the heel on the floor. Stretch happens the back of the foot. And here, I mean, not the foot, sorry, the back of the leg, the Achilles. And from here, you can hold it like this, preferably a minute, but I know we don't have minutes. So make it 30 seconds. So 30 seconds this side. And release, and then 30 seconds this side. And that is the 3 stretches that I recommend. That is if you don't have any other problems. So back of the legs, forward fold, hip flexors, psoas, that stretch we called equestrian. This is what we did here. This is called equestrian. And then the last one into the Achilles heel. Of course, stretching into hips and lower back is also important, but you don't have time. I would recommend these 3 stretches. And if you want to stretch more, please go see my playlist called Yoga for Runners and Yoga for Beginners. I went for a run this morning, and I ran past a guy. He was running and then he stopped, walked a bit, and then he ran again. His walking was fine. His running, his gait when he was running was really, there was obviously something wrong with his body. His one leg was doing this and the other one was hopping forward. It was really hard to watch that, but what an inspiration, what an inspiration. Here's a man who obviously have severe problem. He moved slowly. It was his steps were like this big. His pace was slow, and his steps, and it was and I could see maybe it feels a bit awkward, because maybe people stare or when he runs, but I was just like amazed that having the ability to use your body is so amazing. Even if you're not good at something, it's just so amazing to use your body. And I couldn't run for a year and a half, and I cried. Because once you're a runner, you just love it. You're not particularly good at it. You're not winning any competitions. It's just part of your psychological life. It calms you. You sort things out in your head while you run. So yeah, I was just so amazed at seeing this guy, and it was such an inspiration. And I think, for me, not running for a year and a half, now that I do run, even when it's miserable outside, I don't even see it like that anymore. Before I couldn't run, I was like, oh, it's cold, and I'm not going to go run. Now it doesn't put me off. It's just the ability and the opportunity to go out and run. We are so blessed. So I'm so grateful for that. And I'm sure some of you runners, you guys can relate to that. So the tip of the day. The tip I have for you is what I've just said. Actually, is it's more important to stretch the same muscle more frequently than trying to do this range of stretches, and you don't get to it all. Okay, maybe today you get a half an hour, you can do this range, and then 5 days been passed and you can do again the range of stretches. It's better to do one stretch every day for 30 seconds. Quickly get out of the shower, do a forward fold. Your progress will be better that way than trying to do too much. So basically what I'm trying to say is do it frequently rather than so many different types of stretches. So runners out there, please leave a comment below. What is your favorite race you've run? Do you prefer road running? Do you prefer cross country? I would love to read your comments and your experience. And thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and if it's helping you, please don't forget to hit the like button. Ariyom Tat Sat.